Welcome to Double Tap on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's really important, and hit that notification bell because we've got some really fun stuff lined up as we dive into the holiday season. In this video from our recent episode of Double Tap TV, we welcome the Director of Customer Communications for Aira, Janine Stanley. She's here to tell us what's new with Aira and what exciting features are coming and which platforms they're coming to.
You're watching Double Tap TV.
Marc, we were talking about Aira before the break, and there's a good reason for that.
Oh, really, Stephen? Do tell us. What is that reason?
Well, let me bring in Janine Stanley. Now, Janine is the Director of Customer Communications for Aira. Janine, you've been on our podcast before. You've been on our show here on Double Tap TV before. We know what the app is. We've been talking about it. But today, you're going to tell us about some pretty exciting announcements.
Sure. Well, people have been asking for this since the Envision glasses were announced in 2020 and since we discontinued our Horizon glasses. People, I used to have a bell that I would ring every time people asked for wearables and said, when will you be on the Envision glasses? Well, as of August 23rd, 2022, we are on the Envision glasses. It is an early release, which means that it doesn't have all of the features that you might expect, but those features will be coming soon. And we have logged almost 1,000 minutes, which is hard to believe, of people actually using the service, using the Envision glasses. And that includes some of their beta minutes, but that's just a huge amount. We have had over 100 signups. People pairing their Envision glasses. They might have already had an Aira account or they got a new account, but they're pairing their Envision glasses with Aira and turning all of that on and then going out and exploring.
So Janine, Glass from Google, or Google Glass as people might say it if they can pronounce it, unlike me, connects to the phone to get the data connection. I guess it needs that to get Aira working, right?
Yes, you are going to need a smartphone to supply a data connection to them when you're out and about because you do need Wi-Fi to use Aira. And so you're going to be using, if you've got a good dependable public Wi-Fi, or I believe they prefer you to use a secure Wi-Fi with them. But if you've got, decent public Wi-Fi somewhere, you could probably use that if you have it in the Envision app as something that place you go regularly, whatnot. But you're going to be using your phone's hotspot, which you will need to teach your your Envision app about. And once your Envision app knows your hotspot, it automatically connects.
And just to be totally clear about this, the Envision glasses work entirely isolated with that data connection supplying the internet, if you like, to them, right? So just like a router connects to a laptop. I'm thinking that's how it works, right? So I guess that means the Aira app runs isolated on the Envision glasses too?
Correct. Once you connect those glasses to your Envision app on your smartphone, it's all the glasses. And so you can have your smartphone doing something else. I've actually walked around with the glasses and an AfterShokz, actually the Shokz comms, I believe, open comms. And I had Soundscape going and and you can actually pair a headset. I haven't done it yet to pair it to the glasses, but you can do that apparently.
Yeah, you can pair the glasses themselves to a headset or listen to the audio coming out of the Envision glasses themselves on the speaker on the right arm.
Janine, can I ask you about the battery life? How does using a service like yours actually affect the battery life of the glasses themselves?
I have had it. It's actually not too bad. I've been out for like a 45-minute walk and the battery's gone down by about a third. So it's not too horrible. I certainly wouldn't be able to wear it. You couldn't wear it all day. But certainly, I believe they say up to 2 hours, I think. And conservatively, yeah, you probably could get that. Now, I had a couple functions going. I did an Aira call. I also had the instant text feature going, which basically looks around and reads everything. And that was kind of fun out on a walk. I not only got house numbers, but I now know where all the speed limit signs are in my neighborhood.
Now, there are different ways to use the glasses to make a call, but one of the cool ways is via the voice commands feature. Now, let's see how it's done from one of the Envision team who posted this short video on YouTube to demonstrate the feature.
I can do that by either going to the call category on the Envision glasses and then doing a double tap on Call an Aira Agent feature, or what I prefer doing is using voice commands. To use a voice command, I just press a hinge button that's located on top of the Envision glasses and say, call an Aira agent. So let's do that right now. Call an Aira agent.
Opening call an Aira agent. Connecting with an Aira agent. Connected to Daniel.
Hello, Firkin. Thanks for calling Aira. This is Daniel. What would you like to do today?
Hi Daniel, this is Arena from Envision. We're actually filming a video right now explaining how Aira works on the Envision glasses. Can you please explain what you see in front of me?
Okay, so at the moment it looks like you're seated in front of a conference table. There is some sort of, can't quite tell, a device here with a camera, phone mount and a phone there. There's a person across from there.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
That's it. That's how easy it is to call an Aira agent from the Envision glasses.
Janine, I wanted to get your take on this. Voice commands,
Yep.
they're cool, right?
Oh, I love that part. I had not worked with that, and I was trying to get the gestures down and remember what all the gestures were, which is getting harder and harder to do as I get older. But then I read about the button and I said, gee, let's see how that works. And it works really well. I was very pleased with how that one works.
We're going to take a quick break and come back with more with Janine Stanley in just a moment. Stick around.
Can't get enough Double Tap TV? Subscribe to the podcast and get your fill of Double Tap every day. Visit doubletaponair.com and follow us now. Double Tap TV will be right back.
Thanks for watching this Double Tap video. Again, if you're not already subscribed to our channel, hit that subscribe button and don't forget the notification bell. It will help you get notified when we've got a brand new video just like this to share with you.